Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to continue. So here we are just sanding and preparing all of the edges as well as the stop sag that we put here. So we're just gonna sand all of them because we want them to be smooth. Evenly sand all of the next we're gonna vacuum and just clean up on all of that sanding, and then we are going to cut our casting deck here. So first we need to measure how much we are going to cut. Just taking our measurements here. Make sure that everything is really perfect because I don't want to make another mistake. Mistakes are costly if you don't get it right the first time. So just measure it twice and make sure that you get it right before you cut. It's final time to cut. Start with one side. Then we're going to cut the other side as well. Just rotate the plywood. And follow the line that you have traced. It's not gonna be a perfect fit the first time, so you also need to cut some of the excess because the shape of the casting deck really is not gonna be perfect. So you need to trim the sides here and there for it to really fit. There's really no exact measurement of it, so you just have to measure it manually as close as possible. And after that, we sand the edges. Make sure there's no sharp edges here. Just use the sander. Once it's done, we once again check if the fit is okay. You'll notice that we still have a little bit of plywood that needs to be patched. Here I am measuring the storage lid for the compartment. So I need to measure both sides to get the center, and then I'm going to trace it, the whole storage compartment, so that we can trace it, and then we will jigsaw it afterwards. So just making sure the thing is centered before we go and cut it. Afterwards, we mark it with our pencil. This will be the inside diameter as well as the outside. So we will know. Usually we will cut the outside diameter, guys, because that's how we will fit it. We measure once again to make sure if the hole is really the correct measure. If you don't measure it, you might come a little bit short, or it might be a little bit wider compared to the actual one. So make sure you measure it twice. Next, we drill a hole on the center. That way we could fit the jigsaw at the center and start our cut. If you don't drill on the center, I'm not sure how you're gonna, cut it. So that's basically the most important thing here. And then you just proceed with your jigsaw. Slowly, very slowly, guys. You don't have to rush this thing because it's an irregular shape. You should watch the corners here. That's really the tough one here. Make sure you don't grip. What I mean is, don't cut your wires. So just pause and reposition yourself, and then do the next corner until it's done. Don't have to hurry. Just have to take your time here and make sure that you follow the line, follow the trace. That should be it. So fits perfectly, I would say. Next is the edge of the casting deck. So like I said, we also need to cut this one out, and after that we're just gonna do a fiberglass splice. Just gonna join them together with fiberglass. Same with our butt joint. So again, we measure it from point to point. That way we get the correct sizing. It's gonna be a little bit tricky here, but I think it's still a fastest way to go here is just to use the jigsaw. I did use the mini saw for some of the sides here because the jigsaw is really very big, extremely hard to get it done. So that's it. That's the tip of the casting deck, and we need to splice them together. Next, we will work on the transom support. So I need to measure how big is the transom support here. And then we're gonna trace them and cut them one by one. So same with the other cuts. You just need to be patient. Don't rush it. Take breaks if it's needed. So this transom support, it has a guide in the what do you call this? The boat plan guys have a guide, but the curvatures here you'll just have to design it yourself, because in the guide it's just a straight one. So here I put some curves here, and once that is done, you just trace this one here for the other parts. Just trace it with a pencil, and you cut once again all of these parts and glue them together. Now I'm trying to make sure what's the maximum placement and the most optimized placement for the plywood here, so that I don't waste all of the plywood and I get more of the support transom here. Just tracing it. As you can see, I'm just using one piece of pattern here. That way they hopefully will all look the same and will have the same dimensions. Very important. Just use one pattern for all of them, guys. Don't use another one and then another one, so you're gonna be variable if you do that. Then just follow your trace and cut them one by one. At this point, I'm a little bit confident with my jigsaw cutting skills. But when I started this project, I really didn't know how to use the jigsaw, guys. I was a total beginner, zero experience on the jigsaw. But now I can do all this kind of cuts, so I'm kind of confident in it that I can do it. And by now, probably you would also have enough skill points to really do this kind of cutting. But if you're not confident, I suggest you just have someone to do it. If you're not confident yet with your skill. Again, just use one of the patterns here, just the same. That way you end up with the same dimensions.